expected from Chicago. I didn't think it was such a butt kicking. But this is the championship team from last year and very experienced, and they played extremely hard, and we couldn't combat anything. And I just think we went away from what we wanted to accomplish here and playing together as a team. And so it's, disappointing, but we still got one game and we get to go home. So, we'll look at the video and hopefully do a better job. But our starters have to come. We have to come and be ready.
Sandy, you talked before the game started about, limiting their points in the paint. Obviously, they finished with 60 tonight. So defensively, what did you see from your team just as far as an inability to adjust to that goes?
Yeah, I think a lot of it was our turnovers for easy baskets. They're one of the best teams in the league in the open court, and Copper certainly got them going there, and miscommunication, not executing and helping. And, when they have confidence like that and other people were scoring too, they're moving the ball easy. We didn't provide enough resistance, but 60 points, I mean, it'll be a long night if we let that happen again on whenever we play on Tuesday night. So we just got to be a little bit more resilient, taking care of the ball, the pressure that they felt on us. And we really took a lot of bad decisions, like the quick shots. Was not happy with that. So we played right back into their hands. We got to be better.
Hey, Coach. So you spoke to turnovers being like self-inflicted in a sense, and do you guys find solace in that? And do you guys just generally feel more comfortable knowing that you had, the home game coming up to kind of, wrestling your laurels with?
Yeah, I hope not. Look, it'd been nice but Chicago responded the way champion teams respond. But our turnovers were just really silly, to be quite honest, and through a lack of ball movement. I just didn't think we played together as a team. We got 2 1-on-1, and we're not built like them. We don't have a Copper that can drive by anyone, but our one-on-one defense has to be better. We just allowed players just drive right by us. So, but we can be better. And then it's just committing to that, and with our movement, making sure that we continue to play together. But it's a series. Hey, I've been into this gym before and got my butts kicked. But it's nice to know we have one more game, and hopefully we can bring a better effort, and hopefully the result will be positive.
Sandy, around, I think, the 5 or 6 minutes left in the game, you walked down the bench and talked to your players. And it seemed like you were trying to, can you just tell me what you were talking to them about?
Oh man, I spoke to them a lot, but I think at that times it's more like, okay, we learn and we move on. We got to, I didn't go in there yelling at anyone. What's the purpose of that? We've got one more game and we're on our home court. So it's more about, hey, we got to regroup and refocus and come ready to play. Obviously we weren't at our best tonight, but we're a better team than what we showed. But I think Chicago made us look like this tonight. So credit to them. They did what they're supposed to. But it's nice to go home, and I think we can learn a lot from this. It's still a young group in a playoff format, knowing how to win these. This is a very experienced team over the other side. So I think it's going to be a really wonderful experience anyway. But and we just have to regroup. So I was probably just staying positive more than anything.
And Michaela and Han, you both are very young in your careers. So I mean, what do you try to build off of a game like this?
Kind of like what Coach Sandy said, they made adjustments, and we, didn't do so well in doing that. And so just knowing that good teams will continue to do that. And like you said, we're young, but we can learn so much from that, and we're gonna have to go be better in the next game on Tuesday. Hopefully, bring this home.
Going to Zoom, Chris Rim.
我觉得就是年轻球员需要更多的去拼命去在场上打球，然后需要更多的自信，然后自信是自己给的，不是教练给的。然后教练身体给我们很多正能量，但是自信是必须要从自己身上找出来。
Okay. So Han says, during games like this, as a young player, they need to work hard, play hard, and also stay confident. Coach Sandy gave them a lot of confidence, so it's up to them to believe in herself and play hard and do their best.
Now we'll go to Chris, Zoom.
Thanks. When Kalia gets going like that in the way she did today, is that something that you all prepared for? And I guess how do you plan to kind of nullify that in Game 3?
Yeah, I mean, we prepare for everything. You wouldn't think so, but and like I said, I think Kalia's a great shooter. I think right from the tip off, we talked about, offensive rebounds and no open threes, and we overhelped, and she shoots in a three. So it's more like, oh, here we go. And then it was just our poor decision making with our turnovers. We allowed her to get into transition, and no one can stop her, regardless of who she's playing in the whole WNBA. And she just did a great job getting there, but we need to keep her in the half court. We need to keep her out of the restricted area. And that means we need good shot selection. We need to take care of the ball so we can put them in the half court a little more.
Jackie Powell.
Hey, Sandy. You talked about how this is a very similar situation, or rather familiar situation for you. It happened last year to your team in the finals. What does the process look like of responding better in the next game? And how do you motivate your team to come out with a better effort that includes some more pride to try to win that home game?
Yeah, well, this is our last, it's a do or die, win or go home. I think that should be motivation in itself. These are the playoff series. They don't always go according to plan, but it's a wonderful to have 3 games, 5 games too, because it's just who makes the tweaks and has executes on that day. And that was Chicago today. Their activity, that was a pretty impressive defensive effort. So you have to give credit where credit's due. That was impressive. Their players in it, they got really good bench contributions as well too. And for us, we have one more game. We're going back home. We don't want to finish on that kind of game. So we need to show our fight. And we've showed a lot of fight just to finish in August. We've had an up and down season. So it's an opportunity for us to grow. Yeah, we're still young, but you got to keep believing and execute a little bit better. And the only way we can do that is by making sure we stay together. And that's critical. And I'll be stressing that, obviously, leading into the next game.
And Michaela, for you, what message do you have to the Liberty fans about what to expect from you all during that game 3 at Barclays?
That we're going to fight. We have to, like Coach Sandy said, it's going to do or die. This is our season that we're fighting for. Our season's on the line. And so, get ready for obviously a really great game. Not this, obviously this was a disappointing loss, but a really great game. We need the energy from the Liberty fans. They've been great all year. They've been able to support us, and we really appreciate you all. So we're excited for Tuesday, come out and hopefully get that win.
Thank you all. Thank you.
Brian Florentine.
Hi, everybody. Michaela, throughout the year, after the team had rough losses, they were able to bounce back and really, is my sound coming in okay?
Yep.
Okay. Throughout the year, you guys have had tough losses and bounced back and really been able to have that fight and that energy to sort of correct course pretty quickly. What do you think will be the key to getting back to how you guys usually play on Tuesday?
I think for one, looking at ourselves, Chicago exploited us in a few ways, but mostly just being tough. We didn't respond well in that aspect, and that was kind of the most disappointing part. Is we knew they were gonna come out hard. We knew that they had their season on the line, and we kind of faltered to that pressure. And so, looking at ourselves first, I think is the first thing we need to start with. Continuing to play together and continue to know that this is our season that's on the line. So, I believe wholeheartedly that we will respond better than we did today. Tuesday will be better for us.
All right. Thanks. Sandy, throughout the year, you've mentioned that you wanted the team to just play with pace, but also not rush the offense. Do you think that the team started to put extra pressure on themselves after the slow start and Chicago built up that lead? And I guess for Tuesday, how do you sort of encourage them to just take their time and complete the scout and run the offense as they normally do?
Was it for me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I think just what you said, we have to get off to a better start. We got to execute the scout. But we're always built around playing selfless basketball, ball player movement, and we didn't do that today. They were getting into denials and reversals, and we didn't do the little things well about cutting just to create openings for other players. So we just got to get back to what our identity is and doing the little things harder and better and committing to that. Shooting when you're open, being confident in that, but not forcing the action that we're playing straight into their hands, because the pace really worked in the first game. The pace didn't work in this game because they obviously outran us all night long.
Right. Thank you, guys.
Miles.
Hey, Mick, I wanted to ask you about the crowd for Tuesday, because despite the lopsided score today, you did earn a split in the series and head back home with a chance to keep the season alive. What environment are you anticipating at Barclays on Tuesday night for the Liberty's first ever home playoff game in Brooklyn?
I think the fans will be, show up for us. I know they did in the last regular season game. I know there was almost like 8,000 people, and that's good, for women's basketball in general. Having people really support and invest in women's basketball is super important. And I know that, they're rooting for us and they're going to come out and show us just kind of what they've been showing us all year. And hopefully we deliver for, the people who've been supporting us all year as well.
And Sandy, I wanted to ask you about the pressure that the guards faced from and what Chicago did differently on the traps from game 1 into game 2 with the second actions, with the players that were coming off of those on those passes out of the doubles.
Yeah, I mean, firstly, they changed the matchup and they put Copper on sub. So that was a good change up for them, putting the pressure there. And that would have, meant with B could have had, Quigley on that out, and we didn't exploit it probably as best as we should. And they were blowing it up. They competed really hard. But, there's things we can do. We've got to play with a little bit more poise, but also urgency. So it's a fine balance between the two. And, the stuff we talk about all season long, just the good to great. So we got to find better ways and better spacing and hopefully exploit them, and then just keep them out of transition as much as we can.
Thanks, Sandy. And Han, having seen the level Chicago lifted their game to effort-wise today, how do you adjust to match their aggression and intensity on Tuesday night?
就是说今天这样个强度啊，一切都上来了，然后就是说你对，然后咱们周二是来怎么面对他们的这种对吧侵略性啊，对，那种强度的防守。
我觉得 be mad， 然后我们也要用同样的方式去回击他们，我们可以做到。然后就是像刚才 Coach Sandy 说的，他们是冠军队，那又怎么样呢？我们就是去全力以赴去拼这场比赛。
So Han said next game we gotta come out, be mad, and also we gotta show up with more energy and more aggression as well. And just like Coach Sandy said, we know they're the championship team, but so what? We still gotta come out and compete. And she believes in us, and she believes that we're gonna get the win.
Thank you all. Safe travels home.
Thanks.
One more.
Oh, okay.
Jeff Magliochetti.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Sorry things didn't go your way today. My two questions are for Coach. I wanted to first ask about the performances of Jocelyn Willoughby and Dee Dee Richards today, particularly the impact Dee Dee had in the latter stages of the second quarter.
Yeah, no, I was happy. Obviously Dee Dee hasn't had many opportunities to end the season here, and but she's been a great teammate and always stayed ready. And that's what you need. And we were struggling everywhere. So it was I was happy that I could get her in there and get her some minutes, and she was really productive for us. She's a big guard. She plays great defense. She was being disruptive. She had like 8 points here and it made it hard for an opposing player here. So, and Josh, the same thing, just brought us a lot of energy. And I think that was beneficial for us. But, that means we just need our starters to set us off a little bit, and hopefully we can build up from that.
For sure. And over that final 4:26 of the second quarter, you outscored Chicago 9-2, kind of kept them off a little bit. So what was the difference in that little stretch? What were you guys doing right, and what can you carry over to Tuesday's contest?
Well, I was just challenging them to play the right way. We were shooting terrible shots at one stage and missing them, or playing right into their hands. So it's just having a little bit of poise and patience and moving them around a little bit. And they were hedging, they're trapping, they're hedge switching. You just got to have patience and find the gaps out of the movement, and then trying to keep them, once we could have better execution, we could keep them out, out of the transition phase. And that's it. I mean, it's a game of runs, but obviously they had the most of the run. I think we played probably 5 minutes of good basketball. So, but it's playoff basketball. We still have one more game. So may the best team win.
Absolutely. Appreciate your time and insight. All three of you. See you guys Tuesday. Good luck.
Appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
You want to kick him now?
Yeah, well, now.
She made the shot, and the ball movement was good, and she had her feet under her, and she knocked it down.
Did it give you guys any initial energy right there in that opening play?
She always gives us energy. So of course it did.
And then how much do you feel like, if at all, game one was a wake-up call and invigorated this team to come out and have a game like they did today?
I thought it just, just woke. I mean, I guess you said it right. It woke us up and let us know that we have to come out with the intensity that we need to, to actually match who we are, and that wasn't the case in the first game.
And then, sorry, just one more. How proud are you of your team's response today?
I thought it was a great response. And so I take pride in it, and just happy that they did what they did. And now we just have to keep moving forward.
Coach, I mean, you all have been talking about throughout the season about playing 40 minutes, not playing 37, 35, but like a full 40 minutes. I mean, did you feel like this was the game that, because I know you've said in the past after games like that you haven't had that game. Do you feel like today was that day from the top of the rotation down to the last person on the bench?
Yeah, I thought, our bench was amazing. I thought, it's important sometimes when you get a big lead that your bench comes off and they keep that momentum going. And I thought they did. I thought Ruthie's minutes were really important. I thought Dana's minutes were really important. Ruthie was able to get some deflections and steals, and Dana, her defense was really good. And so I thought it really helped us out a lot.
This team did pretty well in transition last game, but you all were able to take them out this game. I mean, Sandy talked about the Liberty being run out of the gym. I mean, how important is that going to be going into game 3, just given that their half court offense can be inconsistent at times?
We just have to continue to look at video and see how we can, actually build on the game that we had today. After today, the game is over, and we just have to focus on it. Yeah.
Vince, how happy are you with today's result?
I'm super happy because James said to me that I had to give some advice, and I told him that the team should play a really good defense, and this game brought the best defense that I ever saw.
Thanks, Coach Vince.
I don't know how you're going to follow that one.
Yeah, but that's why I brought him out here, because I talked with him right before the game and he gave me some great advice. And so I thought that he deserved to be here today. So
Coach Brondello credited you and your troops for the chess that you guys played at the level of the screen today, and how that just sent them off script and really forced them to play a lot of one-on-one basketball today, which is not their cup of tea. So how did you feel about the energy and the ferocity with the execution in response to game 1?
I thought the attention to detail was so great, and the intensity was so great. And I thought we executed at a level where we didn't make many mistakes. And when we did, we had people to back us up. And that's what we have to be. It was a lot of trust out there on the floor, and they executed at a high level. So we just have to, that's who we have to be. If we want to get to where we want to get to, we have to be that team. And it's not going to matter who we play. So we have to really focus on us and focus on executing at that level.
So, James, this is the most aggressive I've seen the Sky on defense that I think I've seen this season. So I'm just wondering if you could comment, is there anything specific that you were trying to do besides win?
We were trying to find ourselves and, and just trying to, I guess, confirm to each other what we wanted to be. So we decided to express that today.
Clea is obviously just a big part of your offense in general, but I think this was her highest scoring, or matched her highest scoring first quarter this season. Part of the game plan, or was she sort of reading the action and reacting to it?
I think she came out aggressive, and I think, the world was put upside down yesterday. So I just think she just came out and just let everybody know she's still copper.
And you were not a fan of the game 3, facing the potential game 3 on the road, heading into it. Now that sort of you're faced with this prospect, it's kind of, how do you feel about having to go on the road and sort of play for your season here?
I'm okay with it, because the thing is that if we would have lost game 1, this game would have been on the road. If we play like that, it doesn't matter where we play. We can play on the moon, but we have to, be who we're going to be. And that'll dictate everything.
You've talked about being who you want to be, finding yourselves. What is who are the ultimate Sky team? How would you describe that? And this, I guess, follow up to that is just how much did you learn about and this team about identity finding through last year's journey?
I guess we'll find out. Yeah, I know who we are. But I mean, it's just to answer you guys' questions. It's not really to answer mine. I mean, we just have to show it. That's what it comes down to. It's just us showing it and doing it every day. So, but yeah, I know who we are. I think it does. But when it comes down to it, it really doesn't say nothing if you don't do it. But I think it always helps. Experience matters. Championships matter. So we'll put our pedal to the metal for the next game.
Hey, Coach, when you look at last season, kind of the playoff, that a lot of the season was a dogfight just to get into the playoffs with health concerns and a lot of other things, and just being the underdogs. What is it about this team that when having their backs against the wall, they're just able to step up to the challenge?
I think, it just shows our character and it shows our experience and our level of talent and how connected we are to each other. And, it says a lot to respond the way we responded today. I thought it was great. And we just have to continue to respond like that.
We'll go to Zoom. Chris Rim, New York Times. Chris on Zoom.
Yeah, I'm here. Am I good? Can you hear me?
Yep, you're good.
Yeah. When you get a first quarter like that from Kalia, is that something that you've come to expect of her to elevate her play in, big moments and big games?
I do. She's a finals MVP, and I know she's probably the 17th best player in the playoffs right now. But we'll take that 17.
All right, we'll go to Eden, Just Women's Sports on Zoom. Eden.
Yeah, obviously a lot is said about Kalia's offensive abilities, but I thought her defense really jump-started you in this game. Just what did you think about the way she defended, particular Sabrina Ionescu and their ball handlers?
I mean, she's special because she plays both ends of the floor. And I think that gets undervalued a lot. Her ability to be disruptive and then on the other end get us buckets and actually draw defense is it sets a tone. And the tone is really what we need, and she was able to do that tonight, and she does that most nights for us. So it's something that we expect for her to do and something we lean on her to do. So she did a good job of it tonight.
And then just as a team defensively, you held them to 15% shooting from the 3-point line. How big of an emphasis was that in your defensive game plan?
I mean, it was important because we know they like to shoot threes and they're a successful team when they make them. So we just wanted to make sure that if they got threes off, that they were contested and they weren't as open as they were the first game.
Last question.
Coach, this was the largest playoff margin of victory in WNBA history with this win today. You guys have set multiple milestones all season. What does this just mean to add another one onto this accolade and another list to make you guys just more successful heading into game 3?
It just means we won. And it just gives a validation of what we can be. But we still have to Tuesday do what we do. And but it's great, I guess. I'm whatever. But I'm glad we won in a fashion that showed that, kind of validated, hey, everybody in the locker room, this is who you are. Just, we have to stay there. All right. Thanks, Vince, too.
Yeah, that's his mom. That's his mom.
For you. And then Courtney, as her teammate on the court, what did you gain from that 3 from her to start the game?
I'll go first because mine's short. She's ready. She's here. She's ready. She's good. That's it. What James said, what Sloop said.
And then how much did game 1 or was game 1, if at all, a wake-up call as far as just the challenge that it is going to be to make it past every round in this playoff.
Yeah, it was a wake up call for us. You know, we shouldn't have had to have it, but we did, and it woke us up. We know that we came into this game with a different mentality. We knew that what got us through games in the regular season wasn't going to do the same in playoffs. And so we were able to, you know, pick it up another notch. And I think you saw a different team tonight, and we feel like a different team. So we're just going to build off that.
Oh, no, I didn't know.
No, it's okay.
Ka, I mean, you defended Sabrina Ionescu as well as anyone can today. You limited her pretty well. I mean, what did you see from her in terms of being able to frustrate her a little bit on the perimeter?
I think she's the head of their snake. So defensively, it's important for me to defend her. So I got to be able to make it as hard as possible for her. So that's what I wanted to do.
And Courtney, you know, you talked about how this team was still looking for a complete 40-minute performance like throughout this entire season. It felt that it was from you all the way down to the end of the bench. I mean, how important was that in this moment in game 2 of a playoff series to finally get, or not finally, but to reach that point?
Oh, it was huge for us. You know, I think that was as a complete game as you probably have seen from us. And, you know, I think it shows what we're capable of. It shows us where our expectations should be of ourselves. And, you know, we have another game. So it's we learned from it today. I think that's a great thing, is be able to take some lessons from a win, that this is the team we have to be. And if we do, then we get results like this.
Hey, Ka. So you started game 1 against Benaja, and then tonight you started against Sabrina. Just with that switch in matchups, did you feel like you took it, like you wanted to set a tone specifically like for your team early on at the point of attack and just get things rolling from that nature?
I just want to be able to, my team just to be able to know that if they call on me for a switch or a matchup or whatever, that I'm going to respond. So it was just important for me to do what my team needed. So that's just what I did.
And then for Sloot, so you guys seem like you had way more flow in the half court specifically, whether it was set plays or read and react. Do you feel like that was a byproduct of up the aggression from all 5 players on the floor compared to game 1?
Yes, definitely. I think we got a lot of our defense early, and that got our offense going. You know, when we're flying around and we're playing fast, we're hard to guard because we have a lot of players, you know, in transition that can be deadly. And you know, Pa really got us going the first couple of possessions, and that was huge. And we kind of just rode from that. We're at our best when we're playing fast, but we have the ability to slow it down and execute in the half court. But we just have to do that for 40 minutes for us to play and win games.
So, Kalia, when you elevate, is there anything going through your mind about how you're going to do some of the crazy shots you pull off?
Funny.
Funny.
But no, I'm just going, like, it's just free. It's so natural. So I don't really like feel like what you guys see. So for me, it's just like, not like that, but like that.
Okay. I'll try to transcribe that. Courtney, what do you think when you see her fly up like that?
Well, it's become normal now, which is, you know, it's unfortunate because it really is special. She has such a unique ability to finish through contact, through multiple players, and she makes it look easy. And what she's doing is not easy. But you know, she's kind of our engine, and when she's doing that, we're special.
Kalia, you said at practice back here. You said at practice this week that there's another level for you guys to tap into, and you guys didn't show it on Wednesday, but was today the full showing of that next level, or is there another level that we can get to and we can see on it for game 3?
Hate to be a Debbie Downer, but we lost the 4th quarter.
Did we?
Yeah.
Oh man.
So we got to win every quarter, and just clean up some of the turnovers and the fouls. I think we fouled a lot in the end. We put them to the free throw line, I think 21 times, maybe something like that. So, you know, we limit the fouls and we just control the turnovers that we know we can control. But
And then Sloot, today you were just attacking the glass, I think more so than we've seen all season. It seemed like this game as well, you guys were really limiting the second and third chance shots that they were getting. Is that kind of a focus heading into this game to really limit second, third, and fourth chance shots that we saw on Wednesday?
Yeah, and that's not specific to them. That's just a mentality that we have to have moving forward. Is the less amount of chances they get on goal, then the better off we are. So I think that kind of hurt us last game, as they got a couple, threes off offensive rebounds that kind of mess up our flow. So yeah, we wanted to make sure that we were all flying around. So a couple of the balls just kind of bounced my way on rebounds, but I think it speaks highly of we were just forcing them to take uncomfortable shots. And that was, the game one, it's a different story. They were much more comfortable. But yeah, we just got to, continue and grow off that.
We'll go to Zoom. Chris Rim, New York Times. Chris.
Yeah, Kalia, what was going through your head before the game? Like you looked, before the game started, even on the court, you looked kind of like you were bouncing around and kind of nodding your head and looked, pretty excited for was there like added excitement for you coming from last game? And I guess just what was going through your head as the game started?
I actually think that's just me on the court. I don't think it was anything new. I was a little upset about the loss, but I think that's me consistently every game. So what you said, no, I don't think it was anything different. But I definitely approached this game, with a chip on my shoulder. We lost at home in front of our crowd who shows up consistently and gives us everything. So it was important for us to respond.
We'll go to Eden, Just Women's Sports on Zoom. Eden.
This is for both of you guys. Just obviously defending the 3-point line was a big thing for you guys. How were you able to kind of shift that and defend there better than you did last game?
Well, it was top of mind for sure. So it's a mentality. We were kind of, like I said before, we're just in our rotations. We're flying around, trying to make things difficult, trying to make them make multiple passes, contested threes. They shot 15% from three. We got to be ready because they probably won't do that again. But, we got to make adjustments and go from there.
Last couple, we'll go to Shannon, and then we'll go end with Annie.
I guess for both of you, just you kind of mentioned this, but just that idea of after losing game one, what was maybe not specifically right before this game, but the last couple of days leading up to this, just was there some anticipation, like I can't wait to get back on the court and really, make up for that? Or was there, I don't know, just a different feeling of determination? Or I don't know if you can describe what the last couple of days were like waiting to get back.
I think, after any loss, you want the next game to come, because it's just like, you're just not sitting around, but it's like you just want that feeling of the loss and all the things that happened. You want it to end. So I think that, after the game, it was like, we don't play for another couple of days, and it was a drag, but I think that we did a really good job of coming back together. We came back together the very next day, and we talked things through everybody. We tried to, make adjustments and figure things out. And we really came together. And I think it was very special on how we felt the next day, leaving the game and then coming together. And then after we left each other, then I think everybody felt a lot better.
This was the largest margin of victory in playoff history. So I wonder how much emphasis you all put on not just winning, but having, a big win tonight to carry into Brooklyn.
Yeah, it was a big emphasis, and it was more for us than anyone else, just to, build that confidence within ourselves and know that when we play our game, that we believe, that we can beat anybody and we can beat them, similar to like tonight. Didn't come in here thinking like, we want to win by 40. We wanted to win the game, and we wanted to do it our way.
Thanks, players. Thank you, everyone, for joining.
You guys want cookies? I'm good. Thank you. I can't spoil my dinner.